Hello, my peoples. It's Allison, and I'm here to give you my latest episode of Allison's Diatomaceous journey. And on this journey, as in all journeys, there are moments that you'd probably rather not remember, and that's probably why it's important to keep notes. Because this actually, it was something memorable, so I can't even say that, okay? So here it is, the 12th of September. And that afternoon, I got an extreme headache. Now, let me explain. It was triggered by, some stress. I had an appointment. They had me waiting for hours. And Allison doesn't do waiting. And I would have walked out, but I needed that particular appointment. So I stayed. And I hadn't anticipated being there that long. So, I was hungry, just stressed out in general. Now, so it gave me this headache. Now, it's something that I've experienced in the past. I get these little stress headaches when I get annoyed or when I get overly excited or whatever the case may be. So let me explain. It starts right here. This is where Allison collects all of her stress, right here. And it travels up my neck into the back of my head, and it overtakes this entire region of my head. So I had this awful headache. When I got home, because I know what to do for it, if I can relax enough to fall asleep, it releases the muscles and the headache goes. And I mean that, like literally. If I sleep for 5 minutes, if I can fall asleep, the headache goes. So I went about my remedy of resting for a second, and I actually slept for a couple of hours. But guess what? When I got up, the head was still hurting. So while I was confused, I didn't have the wherewithal within all of what was going on to argue with my head and say, what the hell is going on? This is not how we do. So I went back to sleep. I woke up in the middle of the night to pee, and the headache was still there. And I'm like, what the hell? So I slept for the entire night. And when I woke up, finally, the headache was gone. So I went about my business, my regular stuff. I continued to take my earth throughout this entire episode. Nothing stopped me from taking my earth. Okay, so I'm going about my business the next day. And, that afternoon, I got a headache again, untriggered. And I was like, what the hell, And at this point, I'm realizing I'm having a healing crisis because this was completely unusual. And for those of you who don't know what a healing crisis is, it's when you get sick. You get either maybe an old, like this is an old pain, an old familiar thing, but it becomes extremely, extremely, extremely intense. Or it's something new, a new place that's hurting while you're doing something, healthy, something like this. It's happened to me in the past when I've done other things. So I'm familiar with it. So I'm like, okay, it's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's damn sure doing something, and it's doing something painful to me right now. So anyway, this went on Friday, same thing, head hurting. Saturday, same thing, afternoon, starts the head hurting. And all through this time, I'm still going to the bathroom. On Thursday, I went 3 times. Friday, I went 3 times. And on Saturday, I went 2 times. Now, here it is Sunday. And, I'm doing my thing. It's Sunday. And I feel what I thought was some mucus. You know how when you have like a head cold or something and it's starting to get ripe and you're feeling like a clump of mucus coming through your sinuses and coming up into your mouth? Well, I thought this was happening, and it felt so dense and so thick that I was like, ooh, like the earth really pulled down some mucus up in my head. And let me take a look at this, because I'm weird like that. So I'm going into my bathroom with my my nails. No, they're clean. I thought they looked kind of funny. I reach into my mouth and I start to pull this this thing out, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I pulled it out, and there it was, this bright red blood clot. What the hell? It was about this big. And I'm gonna tell you, I was in shock. But that's not all that happened. You'll have to tune in next time to find out.